So as you can see, the backstory of the game is slowly revealed through these cinematics. It lends to a very creepy, very mysterious feel. Seems like we can't leave, but we can solve another puzzle. So why don't we try to do that?
It's easy to find a place to start. It's hard to find a place to finish.
It's another puzzle that it doesn't really give you much idea of what you're doing. These little eye icons appear when you can manipulate something.
Which way should I go now?
So in this puzzle, you have to make these little spiders move.
I wonder if you will get the point of this.
The points of this star are missing something.
And so each of these spaces has to have a spider occupying it. Trick is, the spiders kind of block the other one's route.
There's something missing. This star seems to have lost its sparkle. Which way should I go now? That's not it.
See, now I've lost. So the trick to this one is that you have to carefully plan how you're moving all the spiders around.
Which way should I go now?
I wonder if you will get the point of this.
As you can hear, Stalf likes to mock you and deride you constantly as you're solving any of his puzzles. I'm just gonna mess with this one a little bit.
This star are missing something. There's something missing. This star seems to have lost its sparkle. That's not it. Which way should I go now?
I wonder if you will get the point of this.
Which way should I go now? The points of this star are missing something. Which way should I go now? There's something missing. This star seems to have lost its sparkle.
It's not very helpful, narrator.
Which way should I go now? That's not it. Which way should I go now?
I wonder if you will get the point of this.
Which way should I go now? The points of this star are missing something.
I don't know if it's just this version. I don't recall the MIDI background music being so loud and obtrusive. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to edit down in post-production because it just seems so loud to me. I could barely hear the voices. I could barely hear my own voice over the sound of the MIDI soundtrack playing.
Which way should I go now? There's something missing. This star seems to have lost its sparkle. Which way should I go now? Which way should I go now?
Oh, here we go. I think I've got it.
Go now?
Curses!
I guess that's it.
Come on. Come on. Come. Please.
Ah, could that be our 7th guest? He wasn't introduced in the previous scene. Maybe he's not even really supposed to be here. So I'll explain this in a minute. This looks like a study of some sort.
You'll need more than lenses to focus your thoughts on this one.
So I already know the solution to this one. I did a test run earlier. You have to spell out a word.
Now this doesn't make sense. Or does it?
I don't think so.
This is actually a pretty kind puzzle. If it gave you the option to start anywhere, you know, you'd never figure it out. But since this is one of the first puzzles in the game, I think it was that the game designers were pretty kind to you and kind of held your hand a little bit.
Now this doesn't make sense. Or does it?
There. You have to follow the paths to the next letter. Is.
A perplexing planetary poser. How puzzling. Perhaps a phonemic path can be phrased with a little postulation.
No. Possible way.
What twisted crime of logic would merit such a sentence?
So that's another one down. Making good progress here.
Old Man Stauff built a house and filled it with his toys. 6 guests were invited one night. Their screams, the only noise. Blood inside the library, blood right up the hall, dripping down the attic stairs. Hey, guests, try not to fall. Nobody came out that night. Not one was ever seen. But Old Man Stout is waiting there. Crazy, sick, and mean!
Oh, hi, Stauf. I commented in my test run earlier about, you know, it always seems like the voice acting in video games, especially in the early days of really being able to include voice acting, is so hit and miss. You just never really know what you're going to get unless you have some star power. And there was not such star power in this game, but I have to say, the actor for Stauf was amazing. He just perfectly captured that creepy old man kind of thing. I mean, and obviously the whole gig of this, the whole point of this is that the guy's nuts. I mean, he's crazy. You live, you know, unfortunately living as a homeless drifter does not tend to one's own sanity very much. And so he really pulls off this I'm insane and I love it character. You know, he's unabashed in his just villainy and this menacing personality. It's just, I could go on. The actor really didn't, doesn't seem, at least, I looked him up on IMDb. I believe his last name is Hirschbock. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. But, he didn't have much of a career, unfortunately, at least not in movies or TV. I can't find anything about him on IMDb. I might look again on Wikipedia and see if I can find anything. Alright, so we've got a couple puzzles down. Now, as I mentioned before, as you solve puzzles, the game tends to open up, allowing you access to more areas. So why don't we take a look at the map? See, now we can access this room. It's kind of hard to tell, but when you solve an area, when you solved a puzzle in the area, it moves from this sort of orangish brown to this sort of brick red, meaning that once that's red, you've solved the puzzle in that area. Each of the rooms, every single room in the house has a puzzle. So if you solve the puzzle, you gain access to more areas, and this area on the map turns red. So let's look upstairs. Can we access any of the rooms? See, now we can access the rooms upstairs, or at least some of them. Cool. Alright, I remember this now. It's all coming back to me. Okay. So why don't we get back to things and explore a little bit more of the floor we're already on. Oop, dope. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. So we have to click on return. Oh, we haven't saved yet, so why don't we do that, just in case disaster strikes. That name was from my test run I did earlier. Okay, let's just quickly name this. This interface is a little clunky. I think Sierra did a lot better as far as saving and the options interface. This is a little clunky. I don't care much for it, but we'll have to work with what we have.
Your game has been saved.
Why, thank you. Alright, enough playing around. Back to the quest. So I rather like how there's basically zero explanation for how you came to be here and how you got here. As we go on, it will eventually make perfect sense, but it doesn't right now.